What's up, everybody? It's your girl Besa. I'm here to do a quick little recap on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Child, they decided to call this episode Now or Never, and I'm mad that they had more than one now or never moment. The show, of course, starts off last week where we left off with the mama beef. The moms basically get carried out. Lyric is over in the corner crying, and A1 is trying to salvage what was supposed to be a good night. So he ends up taking Lyrica to the side, gives her new upgraded ring. Now, when I first saw that ring on the commercials, I was like, ooh, that shit's cute. But then when I saw it on the camera, I was like, why does it not look shiny? Like, it looks kind of... I'm gonna need you to take that to the jeweler and get it cleaned. I am happy that at the end of the episode, they just go on ahead and get married. They did have a nice little time with Ray J and Princess. Ray J is really trying to be a good guy this season, and I'm not mad at it at all. They basically tell them, look, if your moms can't get along, you might actually have to go elope, because you're clearly gonna have issues at the wedding, and nobody wants issues at the wedding. And like A1 said, I don't want people throwing cake in my wedding and then pictures of Lyrica in the corner crying. Like, what man really wants the girl that he cares about to be upset? Like, come on now. They end up deciding to elope because Lyrica tries to talk to her mom. Her mom's not trying to hear it. Her mom is like, they're not my family, you're my family. And she basically discloses to us exactly what I thought. I told y'all last week or week before last, the only reason why their moms are acting like this is because their moms are not ready to give up their kids. And what did Lyrica Sr. say? After your twin sister died and your dad didn't show up to the funeral, I've been really protective of you. And you know, that's just how she feels in this situation. She feels like her daughter is going into a hostile situation, although it's not. But at the same time, it's more so just a simple fact that she's not ready for her daughter to get married and go away. Because as I keep saying, when you get married, you have a new family. This is your new beginning. This is you. You can't be married and then still be running to your parents. Like, that's when people have issues with marriages. You know, everybody loves Raymond. Like, his wife hated her mother-in-law. She understood that she meant well, but she did not like that he would always go and run to her. And I understand that was just a sitcom, but it rings true to reality in a lot of different situations. Now, I'm hearing that they went and got married at that Kill Bill chapel, which basically means that Mona rented this little spot for them to go get married to have this scene, which is why they have the classic Mustang. And look, I don't understand A1 style. I kind of don't understand Lyrica's style on this show in some ways, because when I watch her music videos, she don't look like that. This could be a situation of this is how she normally dresses and they make her dress a different way in the music videos, but girl, I'm gonna need you to keep your video look because it looks a lot better. However, that purple hair that she's rocking is definitely... that's her. I don't really have anything to say about the whole Nikki, Safari, and Rosa thing. Only thing I have to say about that is Nikki is not doing anything different than what men do to women. If we are not in a committed relationship, you really don't have any room to ask me any goddamn questions, because I'm not gonna ask you any questions. You know, it's like you are to a point of being like, so what are we doing? Who are you with? That means I should be asking you, okay, so what are we doing? Are we moving towards marriage? Are we moving towards children? Are we moving towards, you know, an engagement soon? Are you about to start stepping up and being a man in certain situations? I feel like people get the whole step up and be a man a little bit twisted. Just because someone says you need to step up and be a man and take care of me emotionally, physically, and financially doesn't mean that the woman does not work, okay? I feel like a lot of women nowadays are like, I'm all every woman and I don't need a man's help for anything. You don't have to need a man's help. But if you do, he should be able to step forward and do that. If you do have a man, he should be able to buy you something more than a $5 bracelet. And if he's not, that means he's probably not in a position to settle down with anybody, and he's going to be cheating on you anyways. Like, I don't understand people's logics around here. At the end of the day, Nikki baby is wrong for lying to them in terms of not dating someone else. If someone is talking to you, dating you, and they're like, look, are you seeing anyone else? You simply just need to be like, yes, I'm dating around. I'm single. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck works out. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being single and dating and mingling and doing whatever the fuck your heart and loins decide they want to do. However, there is a problem if you're gonna sit up here and bullface lie to people about it. Like, he straight up was like, you told me if you were gonna mess with somebody else, you would let me know. And she's over here doing this stuff with Rosa, acting like, oh, well, it's a girl there, it doesn't matter. There's still emotions in there. Your time is still being taken somewhere else. So at least have the courtesy and the respect to let this man know what's going on. Especially because the way I am, if I'm dating someone and we're really working towards someone, I'm gonna cut everybody off. So you're not gonna sit up here and have me cut off my roster that I've worked hard for to get with you and you still kept your roster. Like, I don't know why men think that girls don't have options, but we do. As for Shonda and Willie, that whole situation is very, very sad. You know, you got Shonda in the studio, the song that she's singing sounds cute. Tiara ends up coming in, and she decides that it was a good idea to post online where she was going to be doing her show, after she already knew that this chick had been following her around on social media and harassing her. The random decides to show up. After Shonda does her set, the random hops on stage, basically tells everybody their business, and then the fight breaks out. Shonda's wig is pulled off, and we're seeing the cornrow braid. She puts the wig back on, and it was just a hot mess. At the end, we end up seeing them separate. Like, I don't really know how real this particular scene was. I'm pretty sure that she wrote the letter and then Mona was like later on, look, you should just read this and he should just read this, because those were clear emotions. Like, their storyline is not made up at all, and it actually made me really, really sad that some random really just came in here and fucked up their goddamn situation right when they were actually getting somewhere. I hope that they figure it out. I hope that they settle things together. I hope that they get rid of this chick and figure out who else is around so they can get rid of her, or at least have a conversation. Like, if you're gonna cheat, let me know so we can have a conversation, and then we don't have these goddamn issues, because now she's over here talking about, I need to take a step away from my goddamn marriage. Like, that is sad. Next week is going to be interesting when Lyrica and, you know, A1 have to tell their mom about the situation. And the only reason why I don't have too much to say about Shonda and Willie is because that is a marriage. Like, when it comes to a marriage, you can't really you can't really say too much about a marriage, besides the simple fact that this is sad and some busted random had to come all the way from Chicago and fuck it up. And Mona, you was out of pocket because clearly you had some type of in on this, because this bitch got a fucking confessional and a mic. Like, Mona, I don't have time. Next time, make sure that you head on over to besatalk.com, because I did a nice little write-up for you guys. And make sure that you are following me on all of my social media accounts, so that way you can get your daily dose of inspiration, so you can be living the Besa life and just have sunny days even when it's raining. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. Bye!